Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing another 2024 Democratic primary prediction. This is just another possible 2024, I think I said 2020 before. This is a 2024 primary prediction, and this time it's going to be a matchup between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. And of course, both of these people, Bernie Sanders is the extremely progressive, democratic socialist senator from Vermont. He's actually an independent in the Senate, and Biden is our incoming president, pretty liberal, as we know. As I was saying, both of them did run for the Democratic nomination in 2020. Sanders came close, but Biden ultimately was the winner after he won South Carolina. He rode on to victory. But much of the reason why Sanders lost was because there was such a huge field of candidates. This affected the race so much, and especially Elizabeth Warren was also very progressive. She took many votes away from Sanders. And so we're going to be taking a look at a direct matchup between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. So let's get into it right now. Going to home states, I think Joe Biden's home state of Delaware would go to him, and Bernie Sanders' home state of Vermont will go to him. 3-3 right now. Biden will do better. He is going to win this nomination just because he is the incumbent president in 2024. They're not going to want to disrupt, the whole party by nominating Sanders. That would be pretty insane. So really, Biden, he is going to, people are just going to vote for him to not really unite the party, but just to keep their president in office. But I do think Hawaii is progressive enough to go to Bernie. But I think Alaska would definitely be a Biden state. I think since Vice President Kamala Harris comes from California, I think that he'd be able to carry California pretty narrowly, though. I think Oregon and Washington would both be Biden states. I think New York is a bit too liberal to go to Bernie. I would give Biden New York. I'll also give Connecticut, Rhode Island to him. New Hampshire, I will give to him the New Hampshire primary. It's going to be one of those, first in the nation primaries. I would definitely consider this a Biden state, because it's early in the season. Sanders won't have as much traction. But I do think that, Maine isn't big for Biden, not like state like California or New York. I think that it could just narrowly go to him, and I also think that Massachusetts would just narrowly, razor thin, go to Biden just because of how liberal this state is. But, blue collar workers in Pennsylvania, they're going to turn out for Biden. New Jersey will go to him. Maryland, coming right next door from his home state of Delaware, will vote for him. And of course, Washington, D.C. will. This is a very establishment district. Virginia is a very liberal rather than progressive and socialist state. I will give this to him. West Virginia, I'm sure, would go to Bernie Sanders. Every county went to him in 2016 and 2020. I believe, it will be less, of course. I think Biden could carry some counties, but ultimately it is just too progressive not to go to Bernie Sanders. Ohio, will go to Biden. Rural suburban regions, they will turn out heavily for Biden. I think it would be pretty narrow, but I do think that he could carry Indiana, and of course he's going to have a connection with black voters. He's very popular among black voters, therefore winning him the state of Michigan. He's going to be very popular in these cities. I think Wisconsin and Illinois would both be Biden states. Illinois, many cities, and Wisconsin. He's going to have an appeal in the suburban areas, of course. In the South, he's going to dominate. I will give him Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama. Tennessee, Kentucky. I think once again he would win South Carolina. I say if he won it in 2020, then he can win it in 2024 since there are even less candidates. But he swept the South in 2020, right? Sanders, he's not extremely popular among black voters, but Biden will be. I think he could carry Georgia and North Carolina for that matter. Sanders didn't really come close to really winning in either of these. I was going to consider giving Florida to Bernie, but we do have to remember that Joe Biden is the president. People are going to vote for the president. We go to 1956. I'm sorry, 1952, Eisenhower won the presidency. In 1956, barely anyone voted against him. Or I should say Republicans. No Republicans even ran against him. So, just that incumbent kind of feel is going to win him this nomination, and he has already won. This will not be a contested convention. Florida will go to Biden. Too many cities to go to Bernie Sanders. I see Missouri going to Biden. The Iowa caucus, I think, would go to Biden. Of course, this is the first caucus / primary of the season, so Biden will have this traction already that Sanders will not. I think Minnesota would definitely be a Biden state. Texas would heavily go to Biden. He won it in 2020 by wide margins, and being the incumbent president, he's only going to win it by larger margins. Arizona, I see going to Biden, just because this is a very rural state, that, he's going to have more of an appeal here. New Mexico is very liberal rather than progressive. I will give this state to Biden. And I think this would be one of the most closest states in the election, or in the primary season, but I will give Nevada to Joe Biden. Even though progressives always win it, I think being president is just going to help him so much, enough to win him Nevada. But the rest of these states I will give to Bernie Sanders. The Midwest is Sanders' country, essentially. They always vote for the progressive. It's not really a conservative, it's not a liberal region or progressive region. But the Democrats in this region are very progressive because their voice is so silent, really. I do see, Colorado, many cities, but I still do see the state going to Bernie. It is a very progressive state, and that's why I considered New Mexico and Nevada to be given to Bernie Sanders. So, this is my 2024 map of Bernie Sanders versus Joe Biden. Biden wins in a landslide with 462 votes. I mean, I know these are electoral votes, but electoral votes are based off of each state's population, and so are delegates. So it's going to play out, the same, except more amount of votes. So Biden wins with 462 votes to Bernie Sanders' 76. Sanders doesn't even come close. Sanders won't have a shot. Biden, it's as simple as this. Biden is the incumbent president, and he is going to win this primary season. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time.